Hello, welcome to the next vlog. I haven't vlogged in a really long time. I've done those like real versus AI videos, but I haven't actually made a vlog in so long that I feel like I'm out of practice. What I wanted to talk about today is that my divorce is finally moving forward. I have finally gotten a court date to finalize my divorce. I'm really happy about this. I don't want to talk about too many personal details. What I do want to talk about today is the general things that we were waiting on and why it took so long. In case you didn't know, I filed for divorce in July of 2023, and that was after being separated for a year. And then I got my court date is in October of 2024. I'll do another vlog when it actually happens, let you know how that goes and what to expect. So in case you are getting a divorce in Germany, then this is kind of how it goes on. And so what it is you file for divorce and then they request paperwork from lots of different places. And that paperwork is specifically to calculate your retirement. So they have request paperwork from all of the places that you have worked in the past, as well, at least during the time when you were married. And then they will also request paperwork from Deutsche Rentenversicherung. That is the German retirement insurance. It's kind of like SSI. Yeah, and since it's a government agency, they also prefer to try and complete your dossier, if you will. And if you don't have all of your information filled out already, then they will require you to give a lot of information. I am not even remotely exaggerating because Deutsche Rentenversicherung, SSI in Germany, was the one company like place that was holding it up. They had gotten information from all sorts of other sources. But then when it came to I'm going to call them SSI just because Social Security Insurance is what that's called. Just because that's kind of what it is. It's the German equivalent, if you will. So they contacted me and they said, well, what about these gaps that we have? Because they don't have everything filled out. So I let them know this is what was happening there, this is what was happening there. So a lot of them, wasn't in the country. And they said, it doesn't matter. We still want to know about them. And I'm like, fine. So I let them know what was going on during that time. And they said, oh, you studied? And I'm like, well, yeah, I studied in the US though. And then they wanted my transcripts from college. All right, I sent them my college transcripts. Then they said, we want your high school transcripts because during their time frame that they wanted to know when exactly I was going to school. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I sent it in, but I'm like, I am not getting that translated. Just take it. And then they said that the dates on my college transcripts weren't good enough because in the US, they mentioned them by month year. So it's just like May 2004. And then they're like, well, what date did you graduate? And I'm like, I don't think anybody cares. At this point, I do not care. I don't care. I don't care. Just get this done. And I was so done with it that I completely whined and complained. And I sent them an email telling them that not every country in the world is as particular as they are, and then they need to flip him back down. So they did. I was shocked that they did, but they eventually, the next week, I got a court date. And because the courts were waiting on SSI. So what the courts are now going to do is they're going to look at how much retirement my ex-husband made while we were married and how much I made. And then they're going to average it out and split it evenly. So that's the idea. That is the part that takes the longest. I don't feel the need to share my financial information with you, but that is basically the like way that things go. And the fact that the SSI took so long is why it took me so long to get a court date. But I'm really glad that I finally have one. So I'm looking forward to this being over. I can no longer have to say I'm technically still married. So it's going to be over soon, and I'm hoping that this video helps the next person who is going through a similar process to know what to expect. You're going to get a lot of paperwork, and you're going to get copies of that paperwork that's sent into the courts saying exactly how much money is where and who has what money where. And anyway, that's what's going on there. So I hope that that clears up some things, and I hope that that makes it obvious what is happening to you. It's probably SSI holding it up. But I have been told that the good news is that now my dossier is complete for that part of my life, and they're not ever going to ask me about it again, because apparently you have to complete your dossier before you start collecting retirement anyway. So it's complete. If yours is not complete and you have the ability to complete it now without going through a divorce or anything, I would encourage everyone to do that. Contact SSI and say, do you need any information from me? At least if you live in Germany. Anyways, that is my advice to you, and I hope that that's helpful for at least somebody. And I hope to see you in the next vlog as soon as possible.